Hi everybody, can you hear me? Let me check if I can see the chat in my studio. Sorry, this is my backup working. Okay, so let me double check here. Sorry. Okay, good. I see a lot of people here. Is the volume correct? Oh yeah, I see the comments also here, so I can close YouTube, I guess. So hi, Marcus, Selson, Mark, everybody. Thanks for joining the live streaming. So let me close here. And okay. All right, I think we are ready to go. Well, in case there is any technical problem, please write on the chat, because something can always happen. So we are here to present live the new and long-awaited version of DaDaBIK 12 Aveto. This is the code name. So the last major release of DaDaBIK was almost 3 years ago, DaDaBIK 11. So quite long time. During these years, we had a lot of minor versions from 11.1 to 11.12, but no major releases. This is pretty unusual. Typically we have a major release on average 1 year and a half. So this time, on one side, I focus more on minor releases. So I added many new features in the minor releases, but also there were two big new features that needed a lot of work. So I hope this long wait was worth it, basically. And what else? Well, as I already anticipated, at the end of this live, DaDaBIK 12 will be available on the DaDaBIK.com website. At the moment, download, upgrades, demo are off, waiting for the release. And at the end of the live, I'll also give you a coupon code that is $100 discount for any new lifetime enterprise or platinum license. Okay, I will give you at the end of the live. It will work for 1 week and for the first 100 customers. So if it will be used more than 100 times before the end of the week, then it will expire. All right. So let me check my notes, because I have a lot of things to say, and I have some points here, because otherwise I'm going to forget something. Okay, yeah, the code name Aveto. Why Aveto? You know that we always have a different code name for each measure release. Aveto is a river, a small river in North Italy, and that area, the Aveto Valley, is a place I love, basically, because half of my family comes from there. And last year I spent some months in a house over there, working on DaDaBIK, new ideas about DaDaBIK, and in particular implementing one of the most important feature you will see today. So that's why I named this major release after the river Aveto. What about the features? So when I decided which features to implement, obviously I try to do my best to you know, keep a balance between what you request as users and what I think we need, DaDaBIK need, in my vision for its future. Okay, so you know, time is limited. The potential new features are endless, and I needed to make a choice. I hope you will find my choices reasonable. All right. So the very first thing I wanna show you is the new user interface. You knew that DaDaBIK 12 had a very new graphical user interface. The old one was, let's say, usable, but it looked old, and it was old, basically. So it really needed a refresh. So I asked the people who redesigned the DaDaBIK website to work also on the DaDaBIK user interface, and I think they did an amazing job. So let me show you the application I created just for this live. So this is basically an inventory management application. A simple one. I use it just to show you the new interface, the new features. I call it Dada Inventory. Okay, so let me log in. All right, let me see if everything is working. Yes, it seems so. All right, so this is the dashboard, of the application. You see some nice charts here on the dashboard, and you can already spot some differences in terms of UI with the old DaDaBIK version. Well, there is a new font, new icon, you will see new colors, but at the moment let's focus for a while on two elements: the menu and the header. Okay, then we will look into the actual application besides the dashboard. The new menu has two important new features, let's say. So first of all, each item has now an optional icon. So you can, in your pages admin tab, add an icon to each menu item. And you can choose from the very huge box icon library. Okay, it's optional, so you don't need to choose an icon for all the items, but if you want, you can do it. The other thing I want to show you is that now the menu, now you can close the menu. You click here and you just see the icons. This allows to have more space for the application, obviously. And when it's closed, if you go here with your mouse, it automatically open. All right, you can reopen the menu if you want. Then the header has also changed. You see this new toggle live beta, but this is something I will discuss later. Well, this is the new selector for the language. This is a new menu for the user, where you can change your password or log out, and then you can edit the application. I'm logged in as root, so right now I am an admin user. Okay, let's go to the first menu item, so products. So now you see more about the new interface. You see new colors, new buttons, new icons. Many elements have been completely redesigned. If you look here or here, the two views or these icons, they have been completely redesigned. And many elements, including the buttons and the custom buttons you use, now use Bootstrap 5. So it should be also easier for you to customize the layout of your DaDaBIK application if you know a little about Bootstrap, and I suggest to study a little bit Bootstrap, because you can do great things customizing the layout. What else? So, well, another little thing that I think is useful is this double click to edit banner here. So maybe most of you know that DaDaBIK has an inline edit feature. So you can double click on your data and change it. I don't know, let me just change like this. This is a very handy feature, but I realized that most of the people didn't know the feature existed. Why? Because the double click to edit message was very hidden in the previous user interface. Now I would say it's very visible, and it appears only on the data you can actually live edit. Okay, all right, so let me tell you something more about the application. So while I show you the various pages, you will also see the new features, the new user interface, and everything that this new 12 Aveto offers. So apart from the products page, we have the movement page, where we store inbound and outbound movements. Well, from the products page, there is an out button that allows to easily track an outbound movement for that particular product on today's date. Movements, warehouse. On the warehouse, for each product we see the quantity, as you can see, the quantity available, and the estimated value. These two data is automatically updated when according to the movements, the inbound and outbound movements. Then we have an understock view with the products that are under stock, and suppliers table with an approval system. So you can some users can add suppliers, but then some managers need to approve the suppliers. So, well, now they are all approved, but otherwise, you click here, like these two, for example, and you click on approve selected suppliers. That's basically the application. Just a little note, in case there is someone watching the live and not very, and they don't know very well DaDaBIK, what I'm showing you, Data Inventory, is just an application an example of application I created with DaDaBIK. You know, it's obvious for most of you probably, but this is just an example. You can create any kind of application with DaDaBIK, like this data-based application with forms, with grids, with charts, something like that. Okay, obviously it is not limited to inventory management apps. Let's see a form. Let's see a form. So, well, as you can see, it's, I would say, way more clean, more minimal, more modern than it used to be. All right. So this is a form, and that's pretty much. Let me check if I have to tell you something more. Oh yes. Well, of course, as usual, it is responsive, so it looks fine also on mobile devices. Okay. And another little thing that I'm sure you will appreciate. So admin users is still part of the interface in some way. So do you remember that every time you add a user or you want to modify a password, you needed to open those encryptor pop-up? Well, as probably most of you, I hated that encryptor pop-up. I think it's one of the less, user-friendly element in the history of web applications, and now finally is gone. So when you create a new user, there's no pop-up anymore. You just type the password, and DaDaBIK automatically encrypt the password, so you don't have to do anything. When you need to modify the password, again, you just do it. So if you leave it blank, the current password will be kept. Otherwise, you will change it. Okay. This is pretty much everything about the front-end user interface. I don't know if you have questions. If you do, please tell me, obviously. Let me see here. Okay, everything seems to work fine. Okay, now admin area. Let me open the admin area. So edit this app, and let me share this. All right. Okay, so the admin area, in the admin area, the changes from the point of view of the user interface are less than the front end, but everything is more clean and more current with the front end, as you can see. You probably noticed that now purple is an important color in the interface, both in the front end and in the back end, and this is in line with the DaDaBIK website that also uses purple a lot. So can the menu area, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Can the menu area be resized? What do you mean, Peter, with resized? I mean, you can close it, but the size is fixed unless you change the size using CSS. So you cannot resize it on the fly, let's say, if this was the question. Okay. All right. So so admin area. So in the admin area, you will find many new things. The most important one for sure is the new development mode, but I want to save this for the end of the live, okay? Because there's a lot to say about that. So let me tell you about something else. First, the menu. You now have a menu tab where you can preview your menu according to the different user groups you have. Not only that, you can also sort the elements of your menu just by drag and dropping the elements. So if you remember what happened before, well, until today, if you wanted to change the order of the menu element, you needed to go to Pages and work on this menu order, right? But this was not very user-friendly, especially if your menu elements belong to different kind of pages, like table pages, views pages, custom pages. You had to remember all the orders, and you got crazy, basically, if you had a complex application with a lot of menu items. Now, so let's say that you want to put products at the end, or I don't know, before suppliers. You can just drag here and that's it. Okay. Now if I go back to here, now products is exactly where I dropped it. So this is the new menu tab. Then what else? Permissions. So permissions. So the permissions page has been redesigned. As you can see, we have colors, we have new controls. Instead of having a drop-down menu with yes, no, we have a toggle here. Why? First is, I mean, it's a click saver. If you have a lot of permission to change, you need just one click instead of two clicks for each permission. And you know, if your application is complex, it can save some time. But also, you can see very easily an overview of the, because of the colors, an overview of the what is allowed and what is not allowed. All right. So I hope this will improve your experience with permission settings. What else? Oh, okay, that's a nice one. Conditional fields. Let me drink some water first. Conditional fields. So let me show you something. Let's say movement, create new movement. Okay. So in the movement form, we have the supplier field. But it makes sense to show the supplier field only if the movement type is inbound, right? So we would like to show supplier only in that case. This is something you can do with DaDaBIK. I mean, you could do it even before, but Mark, I will check your message after having explained this. I saw it, but you needed some code, some little code. You needed to create a custom required function. Do you remember? So a few lines of PHP code to make this field conditional. Now, if your conditional logic is not very complex, you can do it no code, completely no code. So you go here, form configurator, movement, ID supplier, and we say show only if the type of the movement is equal to inbound. That's it. No custom function. Let's test it. Movement. So we don't have the supplier field anymore. We click on inbound, it will appear. Okay, so everything in form configurator. Without custom functions. Obviously, if your logic, conditional logic, is more complex, you can still use your custom functions. You can still code it in PHP. That's fine. But for simple conditional fields, it's way easier to set them in the form configurator. Let me read a few comments. Is there a way to type your password or to change your password? The actual user. Oh yeah, Mark. It's still like that. When you change your password, you have to type your old password, even before DaDaBIK 12. Okay, the subtitle, I don't know. Okay, you're welcome, Mark. Carlos, I don't know how to enable the subtitles. I thought it was kind of automatically. Sorry for that, Carlos, but right now I can't look into the YouTube settings to enable that. Sorry. Okay, let's move on. Still in the form configurator. Another little, this time, thing, but it could be useful. More and more, I want to make this form preview important, like working on the form preview directly. So one little step is that instead of choosing the field you want to set from here, something that you can still do if you want, but you can also just click on the label of the field, and the corresponding settings for that field will be opened. Okay, let's move on. Let me see if there are questions. No, not additional questions. Let's move on. So, new feature, export app. So, so far, every time you need to export your application because you wanted to create a backup, or because you want to move the application to another server, for example, you needed to create a dump of your database, maybe choosing the right table, so if you don't want to export everything, and copy all the files and move all the files, right? So now you have a page here, a tab in the admin area, export app, that allows you to automatically export, again for backup or for moving your application, export your files and export your database. Okay, you will get two zip files that you can use as you want. You will see two settings. Include the upload folders. By default, it is excluded because the uploads folder can be very big. So maybe sometimes you don't want to export your uploads. And also include all tables here. So by default, DaDaBIK will export only the DaDaBIK tables. So the ones containing the configuration of the application. But if you want to also export your data, like in this case, it would be our products, our movements, our suppliers, you check here, include all tables, and you will export the entire database, okay? Well, check the documentation because there are a few details to know about this feature, but I think it is very useful. At the moment, it is available only for MySQL. Okay, so if you use other DBMS supported by DaDaBIK, such as Postgres, Microsoft SQL Server, or SQLite, this feature doesn't work. I'm talking about the export database. This uses the MySQL dump utility. If you have MySQL, most probably you also have the MySQL dump utility installed. All right. Okay, so let me go on. All right. All right. So the new dev mode. Now we are talking about the big new feature, beta development mode. So until now, if you needed to test, especially if you have a complex and critical application, if you wanted to test your changes to the application, like you change your forms, your permissions, you add custom pages, you needed to have two different instances of DaDaBIK. One development instance with its database and installed on a particular URL, for example, on your laptop, and one production instance with a different DB and a different URL. All right. So every time you made changes on your local application, you then have to sync manually the changes with your production application. This was time consuming, obviously. You could do something, you could improve at least your custom code if you used Git, but you couldn't easily use Git for configurations, permissions, and everything you see here, basically. So now we have this new feature that I think is really a game changer for DaDaBIK development, because now you have two development mode on the same instance of DaDaBIK, same DB, same URL. You can set the beta mode. So now I'm in beta mode. What does it mean? Well, it means that everything. Sorry, Peter, what about custom code? Does that get exported? Obviously. Everything that made your application is exported. I'm talking back to the export app feature. Okay, let me go back to the dev mode now. I am in beta mode. this means that if I change something here, only admin users and optionally some trusted users will see my changes. When at the end of my tests, when I know that everything is working as expected, I publish my changes, push, and at that point, all my users will see the changes. All right, let me show you some examples. So let's say, again, we are in beta mode. For example, I can change the logo. There is a different version of the logo inventory 2. Then, for example, in form configurator, products, I don't know. I can change this label instead of name of the product. It's just an example. Name of the product, and maybe I can add a separator here before description. In the insert form, additional info. Okay, additional info. I made 3 little changes, right? So exit admin. So the logo, I'm in beta mode, so the logo is changed. It was data inventory, now it's inventory system, and the label has changed, and we have this title here, right? Okay, now let me log out and log in as Bob. Bob is not an admin user, he's a, let's say, normal user. But Bob still sees the old version because my changes haven't been published yet. So still the old logo, and also the form, old label, and no title here. All right. So Mark, thank you. Thank you. Let me show you what happens later. Log out. Root. Then I go back to my settings, dev mode, and here I'll publish my changes and I provide a comment. Like I changed the logo and blah blah blah. Push. Done. Here you see the list of publications. So there is an archive of what we have done with the datetime and the user who made it. And now log out Bob. Now also Bob sees the new changes, right? Name of the product, title, new logo. I really think that this can literally change the way you develop with DaDaBIK, especially if you have complex applications. You can save a lot of time, really. Let me explain something more, because there are more things to say. Let me go back again here. So let's change something more. For example, I don't know, one little thing. I will put let's go back to forms again, products, name. Okay, let's say that name is now a text area, not a text box, but a text area. We are still in beta mode. Okay, save. I don't want to publish my change. I want to ask some trusted users to check my changes before making the changes available to everybody. So I can say that Bob is a trusted user. So now when Bob log in, he will find this switch as well. So I will tell Bob, hey Bob, you have now access to the beta version. When you click on beta, you will see the new version of the application. Okay, so now name of the product is a text area, even for Bob. After having maybe you want Bob just to check the new changes, but then if he wants to continue working with the normal system, he can just click here, live, and he will see the old version, okay, the production version, as you can see. Okay, live beta. This is something that instead the admin users always have. All right, and there's more, guys. This feature was very long and complex to develop, but there's a lot of things to say. Let me drink some water. So you may wonder what is covered by the new beta mode. Pages. So even if you add new pages, you change an existing page is part of the beta development mode. Menu, form configurator, permission, and layout. Everything you have here is in the new beta mode. Well, if you want to still always develop in live mode, old style DaDaBIK, you can do it. You can just stay in live mode forever. But otherwise, everything you do here, and if it's in beta mode, it will be available to the other users, the non-admin users, only after the publishing of the changes. Okay. Let me check some comments. Well, thanks everybody for the appreciation, first of all. Jiba or Jiba, I don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. Nice, is there a rollback feature by chance? Not yet, not yet. I would like, it's the first thing I thought while I was thinking about improvements. I think at some point we will have it, okay, but not at the moment. I did see a pull option, so that might be it. What do you mean? Mark? Oh no. The pull option is not a rollback. The pull option is useful when maybe you develop in live mode for a while and then you decide to start using the beta mode. If you do that, you have to pull your live environment in beta environment and start working on that. So you have pull from live to beta and push from beta to live. Okay. Of users similar to canary, no testing. And it is content overrunning a table. Okay, I take note. Thank you. Thanks everybody. I tried to answer both to Tony and SDPHP mail test. Let me answer to these questions first, otherwise I'll forget them. So two things I still have to say. Not only what you have here is in the beta environment, but also your custom files. Everything you have as custom code, custom functions, custom templates, custom languages, settings, anything, obviously, except from the config custom. Anything is now, if you're working in beta mode, you have two files for each custom file. You have, for example, custom functions.php and custom functions beta.php. If you want to use the beta mode, it's easy. You always need to use just the beta files. When you publish, DaDaBIK will overwrite the standard files with the beta files. Okay? This part of the beta environment is even more useful and powerful, because very often what you are afraid to publish before extensive testing is your custom code, right? So now you can write your custom codes in beta, test it, make trusted users test it, and then publish. All right? Are there any types of custom code that must be modified in order to migrate to... No, you don't have to do anything. There is just one little thing that you have to delete from one file, but the upgrade procedure will tell exactly what to do. All right? And it will automatically create the beta files, so you don't have to do anything more. Is the pull feature to be used in case I migrate from version 11 to 12? So let me think about it. So you're saying if I migrate, if I upgrade, what I will find in my beta? All right? No. Well, you can do the pull if you want, but the upgrade procedure will take care of that. At least the up to upgrade. So it will create the beta environment exactly as the live environment, exactly at the point where the live environment of your 11 version is. I don't know if this was the question, Ricardo. All right, there is one more thing about the dev mode. Let me check my notes. Okay, right, good. So this additional feature I'm going to talk about is only for DaDaBIK Platinum. Everything else I said about the beta mode is the same in DaDaBIK Pro, DaDaBIK Enterprise, and DaDaBIK Platinum. Only for DaDaBIK Platinum, you can also have a completely separated database for your beta environment. What does it mean? Everything you have seen so far doesn't need two databases, because DaDaBIK automatically creates some DaDaBIK beta tables to keep the beta configuration separated from the live configuration. However, if you want your data to be separated when you are in beta mode, you can use this additional feature called beta database. This means that if I want to add some test data, my production database is kept clean. So for example, I add a new customer, I'm in beta mode, but the customer is just a test customer, test record. I don't want the real users to see that customer. If I use the beta database feature, it will be in a separate database and will never be seen by non-admin users. Okay, only by admins and trusted users. Okay, this is very useful for testing. Well, for testing data, so for adding testing test records. All right, so any questions about I didn't think about that, Mark. Maybe there is also this advantage in terms of performances. I didn't think about it. Thanks for the insight. Okay, so beta mode is over. Next new feature, custom code API. So you know what is custom code, right? Custom code API, right? So let me change the sharing. Okay, I'm showing you the new manual. So the custom code API is an API you use to write custom code with DaDaBIK. Basically, you have few methods that simplify custom coding. Basically, your custom code is more compact and more secure, should be. We had already some methods, but some new very useful methods have been added. So first one is insert record. With one line of code, you can insert a record in a table. Insert record. Delete records. With one line of code, you can delete one or more records from a table. Load table page. Very often in your custom code, you want to redirect to a different page. And until now, you had to hard-coded the redirection in PHP, right? Well, now you can load any table-based page with one line of code. Any results grid, edit form, details form, anything. Not only that, you can also specify a message to display on the top of the page, something like operation executed. All right, very useful. Last method, load custom page. You can also load a custom page. So before we had table-based, now custom pages. Also adding additional input to, work on your logic. Maybe you need to pass some parameters in your query string. You can do it. All right? Custom code. Thanks again. Is this feature supported by all DBMS? Which one, Ricardo? Any discount to... okay, thank you. Any discount to upgrade? I have version 9 to 10, not sure. Well, as usual, if you have an old version of DaDaBIK and you are not in your free upgrade period, you can buy a maintenance license. So it's a discounted license if you had an enterprise or platinum. Otherwise, if you want the new license, you can use the coupon code I will tell you at the end of the live. Okay? Ricardo, I didn't get which feature you were referring to. Anyway, let's go on. Custom code is done. Then let me go back here. Okay, so I added a new installation option. Well, the installation and the upgrade is now in line with the new user interface, with the new colors, with the new logo. Everything hopefully is now more current with the general design of DaDaBIK. We have the usual four options, but you can also, I mean, explicitly you could do it also before, but it was not explicit here. You can create a DaDaBIK application using artificial intelligence just by describing the app in English or in your own language using epifytext.ai, which is, you know, DaDaBIK's sister application, let's say. So I click here, I open epifytext, right? I describe my application here, and the AI will create the application, or at least a draft of the application. Then you can import the application you created on epifytext into DaDaBIK to further to deploy it on your server and to further develop it. Okay, like adding custom code and anything you want to do. Okay. One thing yeah, definitely it could be a time saver. Even if you know DaDaBIK very well, at least you can create a draft of your application in literally 30 seconds. One thing I didn't mention before, I know that maybe there are some epifytext users in this live. Well, the new user interface and the new DaDaBIK will impact epifytext as well, because epifytext is basically an AI on the top of DaDaBIK. So the applications you create with epifytext are DaDaBIK applications. However, epifytext still uses DaDaBIK 11. So if you try right now to create an epifytext app, you will see the old user interface. But in, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks, it will be upgraded. So epifytext will use DaDaBIK 12 as well. Okay. Let me take some questions. You don't need a particular license to use Apify text. Apify text need a separate register at the moment, at least needs a separate registration, but it's free. You create your app there for free, and for a limited number of days, the app is hosted in our cloud. But then, if you want to deploy your application, you need a DaDaBIK license. Any DaDaBIK license is fine. Okay, this was to answer to Velocity ERP. When is version 12 version? Sorry, I'm talking in Italian right now. I'm a little bit tired. When will be available? In I guess 10 minutes. So at the end of the live, I will make it available. Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's it. That's it, guys. There are still additional. There are still additional new minor new features and a long list of bugs fixed. Obviously, we don't have the time to talk about everything. So as usual, double check the changelog also for, security reasons, because you will find anything there. So I think that's it. The amount of work I put on this version was enormous, so I hope you will appreciate it. Obviously, let me know your feedback on the comments of this video, on the forum, via email, wherever you want. What is the price for upgrading? It's the usual price. Maintenance, I've kept, DaDaBIK pricing is the same since a lot of time. I would say despite inflation. I don't know if prices will be the same even in the next future. Probably at some point I will have to increase them, but at the moment they are still the same. Okay. Now it's time to show you the coupon. So let me use this fancy feature of my studio here. Voila. So this is the coupon code. Is DaDa12 live. All right, one word is $100 discount only for new enterprise and platinum lifetime licenses. All right, now give me like 1 minute to put the new version live, and then we will try together to buy the license using the code to check if everything is working. All right, I disabled for a while the cam. I'm still here. I just need to do something on my server. So first I change the version here. Stay there so we can test together everything. So this is done. Then I need to change it also here. Okay, right. So right now, if you go to your a DaDaBIK application, any of your DaDaBIK application, you should see the message that a new version is available. And this is the first step. Then let me change something else, and we are almost done. All right. New version should be online. Let me check something. What is happening? Okay. I was looking at the wrong server. Yes, we are online. So let me share this. Okay, back. Okay, so I'm testing live code just to see if everything is working as expected. Since we are live, for sure something went wrong, but let's cross fingers. So DaDa12 live, DaDa12 live. So I choose, for example, enterprise version. That is 199, right? Standard price. Okay. 199. Then FastSpring added VAT. Since I'm based in Italy, it's 22% taxes. Let me change the language though. English. Enter promotional code is live. No, I don't remember anymore. No, DaDa12 live. Sorry. DaDa12 live. Apply. Good. So we got a discount. So everything is working as expected. So what else? That's it, I guess. On the website, the changelog and the documentation, well, all the documents, even the license, are still the old ones, but in 5 minutes, when the live will be over, they will be replaced. But you can already buy the new version. Maybe if someone can tell me if they can even if you don't complete the purchase, just try to go there and use the coupon code to see if the price is cut as expected. In the meantime, I look at some questions. I have no DaDaBIK running at the moment. Will I have to wait until I have one open to upgrade? Drop the mask. I didn't understand the question. What do you mean? No DaDaBIK running. Thanks for the order. Okay, thanks, Mark. It seems that everything is working as expected. So again, as usual, if you have, if you are in your free upgrade period, you just need to, go into the upgrade page, put your serial number here, and follow the instruction. If your free upgrade period is over and you have an enterprise or platinum license, still you go to the upgrade page and the system will propose you a maintenance license that is discounted. In all the other cases, if you want a new platinum or enterprise license, use this code to have $100 discount just for the first 100 customers and for 1 week. Okay, you got it? Good, very good. Drop the mask, yes. Usual upgrade. Nothing has changed from that point of view. I'm just adding to promote the adoption of this new version. I'm just adding an additional option. Use this discount to get a discount for Platinum and Enterprise. Thank you, Velocity. Thank you for the Platinum purchase. Any other questions? Otherwise, I think I will close here because I'm really tired. These last days were very, very busy, but I'm so happy that this version is finally out. Thanks to everybody for your support, for all your messages, for your emails, for the messages on the forum. You are an incredible community. So I think DaDaBIK will have a great future. At least I hope so. This is a big step, and we'll continue that way. Get some rest. Yes, I will do it. No, for PDF, no new features. Marcus wrote in Italian, grazie mille. Prego, Marcus. So, I think we are done. Obviously, the live is recorded, so in case you can watch it, and again write on email on the comments of this video, so we can also push the big channel. I haven't published many videos lately because I was very busy, but I will do it. Okay, so have a nice evening or day depending on where you are, and see you next time. Ciao.